What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well today. So I've been grinding out some of the new specializations for Turning Tides. DICE released more of these for the DLC for all the classes, and I got the chance to achieve the new one for the Assault class. So I thought I would go over how I went about doing this, giving you guys my reasoning on which of the 5 out of the 6 missions you can complete in order to unlock this new specialization. And maybe you guys can comment down below if you see more of an efficient way. So if people come to this and they want to glean from this and maybe get a little bit of a head start and avoid some of the errors that I've made, this will hopefully help people out. So the new specialization is called the Pilferer. And how this specialization works is if you are to kill an enemy player with a melee attack or a bayonet charge, depending on the kit that enemy player has, he will drop you some items on the ground for you to use. So if you were to kill a assault class with a bayonet charge or a melee kill, he'll drop you 3 AT mines. A medic class will drop you 3 bandage pouches. A support class will drop you 3 ammo pouches, and the scout will drop you 1 spotting flare. So I actually got a chance to try this out on the CTE when it was Turning Tides was in its testing phase, and I was trying out some of the new melee weapons at the time, unknowing this new specialization was in the process of being tested out too. So as I was killing my enemy players, I was seeing all these 18 mines being dropped everywhere and not really knowing what was going on. So it was good to find out later that you can actually get this by doing a bayonet charge, which I was just under the impression it was only going to be for melee kills. So me being a person who does a lot of bayonet charging, this will definitely be an interesting specialization to have equipped. Now, nice to see that DICE gave us their intent on this in their patch notes, and they would go on to say, to provide frontline assault players in extreme close quarters to be able to provide more for their team. Clearing the way through melee weapons, including the bayonet charge, will provide resources to help teammates push. So, you know, if you're an assault class, you know how it feels like to be on the front lines, in the literal thick of the battle right there. And being the one class that really doesn't do much to give out, you know, things to help out the teammates other than you really just slaying a lot. This is a way to kind of, you know, be that, you know, scout class where you can, you know, drop a flare to kind of help your teammates out, or you want to drop ammo or health crates. This is a little bit to give the assault class a little bit of some of that action going on. So, yeah, definitely pretty interesting. It's something that I feel like could be utilized pretty well if you get the hang of just going around and, you know, my way of doing that, I would want to bayonet charge a bunch of people. But, yeah, we have the 5 out of the 6 of the Pyrotechnician mission that we have to complete. And I'll start off with the first one that I was chose to do, which was an assault. As an assault, perform 25 multi-kills. So I felt that this one was going to be one that I could just pick up without me really trying to get. And I figured that it was going to complement all kind of the other ones, missions I was doing was going to complement this specific one. So, you know, some of the other missions I had to do was kill or do 1,000 vehicle damage, and I figured that if I'm blowing up tanks and all this type of stuff, that I'm generally going to get a bunch of multi-kills while I go about doing this. So to get 1 multi-kill, you have to kill 2 or more enemy players at the exact same time, as you can see from the gameplay right here. So this is something you'll pick up just by, you know, doing all the other missions that were there. Now, I do want to preface and say that because Turning Tides really isn't very friendly to having a bunch of vehicles on it right now, Akibaba being the map that has no vehicles on it at all, I actually found myself going back to name the Czar map so I could experience more vehicle gameplay, which is basically a lot to do with this new Pyrotechnician challenge that we have to do. So yeah, you might fare better by going back to some other maps, you know, name the Czar maps, or back to some vanilla maps to experience more of that vehicle gameplay, because if not, you're kind of left with going on to maps like Cape Helles and trying to kill, you know, the you know, attack boats that are moving around everywhere, or you can, you know, try the whole kill mortars on the maps like on Akibaba that will give you vehicle damage points. But yeah, that situation was kind of difficult for me because I wasn't really finding much of a mortar to land on the ground. So Yeah, moving on to the second one here, I did the perform 1,000 vehicle damage using anti-tank grenade, and that's the one that took me the longest to do, and then one I would recommend avoiding. And I chose that one first over the one that was the second to last one, which was to perform the 500 vehicle damage with light anti-tank grenade. That was the one I didn't do, but if I had the choice, I would have swapped them and chose to do the 500 vehicle damage, which was a light anti-tank grenade. Reason being is because you can actually jump on your off of your assault class and go straight to a cavalry class, and you can run around on your horse and keep chucking your light anti-tank grenades, and you can quickly get to your you know, completing that specific challenge right there. So I found myself only getting 20 damage per, you know, heavy tank grenade, and you know, struggling to find support classes that were resupplying me. And I was hoping that maybe I could, you know, get maybe a behemoth to come out, and I could just keep chucking these heavy tank grenades, but I wasn't even getting the opportunity to get the enemy team down so low where they had to get their own behemoths out. So that one was a bit of a grind, and I would recommend probably skipping that one, especially if you like using the cavalry classes. And you know, using your cavalry class, you know, work around the map and keep chucking grenades against these tanks, and you'll get to that light anti-tank grenade challenge pretty quick. So that's one I wish I would have skipped. I figured it out a little bit too late, and I was already at like 800 vehicle damage when I realized I probably should have went to the cavalry class instead. So moving on to the next one, though, I did the perform 50 kills with the explosives. So if you're a player who likes using dynamite, you're definitely going to you know, get to this one pretty quick. And like I said, these complement a lot with the 25 multi-kills. So when you're chucking dynamite in these, you know, close quarters combat, when you're around the capture zone, you got people who are crouching around kind of hiding, and you can throw your stick of dynamite in there. You're going to get a lot of easy multi-kills by going about doing that. So that was one of the first ones that I got that was pretty easy to get. Now, when I was on the 25 kills for the AT rocket gun, I think that was the first one that I got, just because you could get, again, a lot of multi-kills as well, too, with rocket guns if you get a bunch of enemy players bunched up in one area. But if not, you know, the anti-tank rocket gun works really well, not just by taking out tanks, but just as much as taking out infantry players across the map. It's kind of like the assault class's sniper gun. So you can pick enemy players off across the map, but it's also nice to say that it seems like the ricochet bug has been fixed for the most part for what I was experiencing. I was connecting a lot more with my AT rocket gun when it came to attacking tanks. So, you know, you definitely keep shooting at tanks with this rocket gun, and hopefully this will help you guys out, you know, get your, you know, 25 kills, as well as when you kill some of those tanks, especially if you're on Name the Czar maps and you're killing the land ships. And in a land ship, you can have up to 3 players in those tanks, and if you get that, you know, complete kill with the tanks, you're going to get, you know, 3 kills that are going to progress you closer to 25 kills for AT rocket gun, as well as 1 of the multi kills out of the 25 that you need to get. So yeah, like I said, a lot of these missions down below kind of complement that first one. So now moving on to the next one, which was the perform 500 vehicle damage with a light anti-tank grenade. That's again the one I said I skipped, and I wish I looked back at now. I should have went cavalry class and thrown just a bunch of grenades, spamming them against the you know, whatever tanks or vehicles that I'm dealing with. So yeah, I would recommend doing that one over the 1,000 vehicle damage, because yeah, unless you got some good support class and you're just, you know, seeing vehicles left and right next to you, that could be a little bit of a grind there. So finally there, I did the perform 3,000 soldier damage as a Flametrooper elite class. So the nice thing about this one is that your you know, a flamethrower isn't the only thing that you can accumulate damage on. You can also throw your incendiary grenades, and you can accumulate damage that way as well too. So, you know, if you're, you know, with the situation of Flametrooper class, it isn't a very of a long range weapon, and you find yourself kind of in an awkward situation where you want to kill enemy players but they're too far away, you can throw some Hail Marys of some incendiary grenades and do some damage doing that. Now, because I was playing maps other than the new Turning Tides maps, I was on Specialization, and I found myself just quickly picking up the Flametrooper at the very beginning of the game on the cavalry class, and then working my way all the way down to the door that they like to push out by A, and catching them off guard and doing a lot of damage really quick. And I think I accumulated about 2/3 to 3/4 of the points just right there off of that little bit of that spree I had there at the very beginning. So, you know, if you go on a bit of a push right there in Zerition, that might help. It is good to see that on both the Turning Tides maps, you have the Flametrooper Elite class on those as well too. So if you want to kind of stick more and go back to Turning Tides after you've accumulated some of the vehicle damage points from going on other maps, you can come back to Turning Tides maps and you can experience some Flametrooper Elite class gameplay there. So that was my approach to how I did that, guys. Let me know down below if you find more efficient ways on doing this, and hopefully we can help people out if they come back to this video later and they want to find a quicker way on getting this new specialization. But that's it for you guys today, though. I appreciate you guys being here. I am Living, and I'll catch you guys again later. Peace.